I just got done watching American Horror Story, and I'm gonna try to talk about this in as fast as I possibly can. I don't want a long video, but anyway, this is making the video longer, so I'll just get right into the story, okay? So, we start off the episode with Coco getting her hair done by Evan Peters' character, Mr. Gallant. If I'm not mistaken, that's supposed to be his name. But anyway, let's continue. She's getting her hair done, and suddenly her personal assistant, played by Billy Lord, rushed right in to give her some cold-pressed drink or another to take a picture for Instagram. And she thinks this drink tastes like turtle piss or turtle shit or whatever she said. And all of a sudden, she gets an alert on her phone that says that there's some sort of missile heading towards Los Angeles and that everyone needs to evacuate. She thinks it's fake and they're gonna get like a false alarm type of message coming after. They did not. Her dad calls her and he's telling her, bitch, you better get the hell out of Los Angeles because this shit is real. It's real and you're gonna die if you don't get out. We got 4 tickets on a plane out of Los Angeles. Get there right now. And she calls her boyfriend because she gets scared. The phone shuts off with her dad and shit's going down. Like the world's ending. Her boyfriend turns on the news and we get to see that half of the world is already obliterated and is coming for LA. And they got like no time. She's telling him, we gotta go, you gotta get to the airport, blah, 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 blah. That was like probably the shortest cameo that Billy Eichner have ever done. Like, he died. He dead. At least as that character, he's dead so far. Spoiler alert. From there on, we see that Evan Peters, Mr. Gallant, went to his grandmother to get her, and she's talking about burnt champagne, and I was just like, how does one burn champagne? Is this just the poverty in me speaking? Like, the poverty must be speaking strongly in me, because I'm like, you can burn champagne? Like, what? And we get to see them, like, pack up everything and get going, and they made it to the airport. Now we have who I believe was the chauffeur from the car that was driving them to the airport or something like that. He's basically fighting for his life, trying to get them onto the plane, fighting the ground crew at the airport because everybody is wild. Everybody's gone freaking wild. They are savages at this point. They're trying to survive. So he's beating and fighting the ground crew that's like trying to kill each other because they're trying to get to this plane. The plane takes off, and we get to find out there are no pilots. How is this working? I don't know. How you gonna I understand autopilot, but how this plane gonna take off without anybody flying it? But anyway, they're up in the air. They find out no pilots, no anything. They're on their own. What's gonna happen? They don't know. Okay, so cut to Timothy getting all excited about getting into UCLA. And he's celebrating with his mom and his brother. And all of a sudden his dad comes in. He's like, haven't you guys been watching the news? There's gonna be a missile towards us, blah, blah, blah. We're all gonna die. And they're there wondering what the hell they're gonna do to survive. And then out of nowhere comes this man and woman, and they're here for Timothy because I guess he submitted his DNA on some sort of website, some ancestry website, and it might have matched someone or something from back in the day or something important. Because Coco is a Vanderbilt, so we all know what that means. Like, you know, she rich. He gets taken away by these men. The parents try to give his brother over to them, but apparently his brother isn't identical. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that they should have a similar DNA structure, but maybe not. Who knows? Maybe she was sleeping around with a milkman. They get taken to the this place. He doesn't know, and we don't know where he's been taken to, and he's locked into this room with this girl, and they're talking. Apparently she was taken from, I guess, an on-campus jail cell or something, because she got arrested on campus for protesting or some college shit. And she and him, they're there for what, I believe 2 weeks, and then they're taken away from that place and brought to this circular building, and they don't know what the hell is going on. They just know that they saw a flash of red light the first day that they were in that cage locked up, and he was just, you know, in disbelief. It can't be happening. I'm like, well, it seems like it is, so go with the flow, boo. You alive. And they're taken to this place, the circular building, and they are confused. Everything is gone. There's like nothing around but this damn place. And they meet Miss Venable and Miss Venable. And Miss Venable is a no shit taken woman, and she's there to dish out all the rules, and she will not hear it. She don't want to hear anything you gotta say. She's telling you how it's gonna go. And Miss Venable tell them all the rules of the house, but they seem to only be focused on the one rule that says no unauthorized copulation. Y'all can't get freaky. No freaky deaky in this place. So, I'm saying so freaking much. I know, ugh, so annoying. But anyway, they go down to dinner, and before they go down to dinner, they shower, and my oh my, was that scary. He comes out of the shower, Timothy comes out the shower to see 666 on the mirror, and he hears a sound that says like a warning whisper comes out, and the 666 disappears from the mirror, and he's wondering what the hell's going on. So he gets dressed, and I'm telling you, when they walk out, when him and the girl walked out, I don't remember her name. Why can't I remember her name? But anyway, him and the girl that he met, she walked out and he walked out, and they're looking regal AF. They're looking like throwback to the 1800s, to the Victorian era. Like they're Elizabethan era, baby. More like, you know, they're looking good. And they walk out and they see the rest of everyone. They see Coco. They see Evan's character. They see Billy Lord, Adina Porter, Joan Collins. Who else? Stu. And Stu's boyfriend. And that's all I know it was. But so they sit down to have dinner, and there's like these jelly cubes that they're supposed to eat. Oh my gosh, I'm like 9 minutes in and I haven't said anything important, haven't I? There's these jelly cubes that they have to eat, and that's it. So Coco starts to complain about being there for so long, and she's tired of the food, and there's not enough food, and she cannot survive on this. And they're telling her to basically shut up, and Miss Venable slaps the bitch. She just slapped her in the face. Like, no, you need to calm down. Like, apparently they get information that there's been some sort of breach of radiation, and they started they started swiping everyone with like a radiation indicator, radiation swan or whatever, and it goes off on Evan and Stu. Goes off on both of them, and they take them to get decontaminated. Okay, then we see them getting scrubbed and hosed down and they're in pain. They're like bruised up and in pain. And Kathy Bates, oh my gosh, Kathy Bates looks so good. That haircut, that color, it looks good on her. And she comes in and she's retesting them to see if they still have any sort of contamination on them. And she doesn't get a contamination scan on Mr. Gallant, Evan's character. And she moves on over to Stu, and it goes off for Stu. Oh my gosh. And he's like, please don't let me have to go through that again. Don't let me. And she's like, you won't. She shoots him in the head. And she just left Stu there to die, just bleed out. So we get to see them later on. This is probably the next day and everything. And they have food now. They have some sort of meat stew, and they're eating it, and they find bones that does not look like your average chicken bone, and Miss Venable is saying that it's chicken. I'm like, really? That does not look like chicken, not even close. And they figured out that the stew is stew. I saw that coming. I'm like, yeah, she's definitely gonna eat him. Only for us to find out that they weren't actually contaminated at all. Like, they just killed him. And because of that, I'm pretty sure that that was stew. Like, they ate a man. And then everyone was getting all in there. Like, everyone was freaking out that they served them something that they believe is stew. And while freaking out, Coco said, put your finger down my throat. Like, she can't even vomit by herself. She's so dependent. Coco she's hilarious. And Joan Collins is there enjoying her damn meal. She's like, she don't care. Like, food's food. I'm hungry. She ate the whole thing. I'm like, Joan Collins is a cannibal. But later on, like, it's happening. Like, it seems like there's not much happening, but there's so much little things that's going on. We find out that, like, Kathy Bates is like a lower rank than Miss Venable, and Miss Venable, she feels like she's ruling the whole thing now because she believes that the actual people who are running the situation, what's it called? Whatever it's called, that's running the whole thing, like, they're all gone. She feels like they're all dead, so she thinks that she's the head bitch in charge. So she's like upper ranking. She's like raising Kathy Bates' rank, and they're like enjoying their purple dresses and blah 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 in silence. I guess they're enjoying themselves while everyone else is suffering and freaking out about what's actually happening to them. So it's been months, and they've been there forever now, and all of a sudden the music that kept playing stopped playing and started playing a different tune about tomorrow or whatever, or it's coming, something. I can't remember half this freaking episode. Gosh, I don't know why I'm doing a review. But anyway, it starts playing a new song, and they feel like, oh, something is gonna happen, something's coming, the people, like the actual leaders are coming to save us. And then it's been 18 months and nothing happened. We get a flash forward. The only thing that's changed is freaking Coco's hair. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. And she's rocking it anyway. She's like, I guess she ran out of hair products or something. And so they're all there waiting, and all of a sudden they're like, there's been a breach of our system. Because at this point they are out of food almost. They're cutting back, they're rationing. There's only, you get half a cube per day. They're like, no, this is bullshit. I don't want to deal with this. And all of a sudden, there's a breach. Somebody entered their perimeters or whatever. And we go outside, and there are horses coming in, and they're wearing their, like, their plague doctor mask and whatever. They're going out. And the dark horse contained the devil. Like, trust me, I know that was supposed to be some sort of reference, you know, the two dark horses ushering in the freaking devil. When we see the identification tag of this person, this individual, it said Michael freaking Langdon, and we all know what that means. The devil has arrived, darling. He has arrived. And he comes in, and he's letting Miss Venable know that he's here to see what's going on in this chapter, or this headquarters, this portion of all the survivors. He's here to make sure that everything is going fine, and he's gonna take people who are worthy of being taken with him to the next place. And Miss Venerable is realizing that she's no longer the head bitch in charge. Like, the man has just walked into the freaking building, and he's coming to take it over. And we see Kathy Bates take the horses outside, and she shoots them in the head, and all of a sudden these hands come out of nowhere and grab the dead horse's body, and it's just like they're some sort of monsters out there that's like eating the horses or doing whatever with the dead bodies. I'm assuming they're eating it because they must be freaking hungry. So the episode ends, and we can just imagine what's gonna happen in the next episode, because that means there are more people, regardless of if Miss Venable think. I don't understand what her original plan is. Was she supposed to continue killing one of them each time just to make up for food? Because if it's been 18 months and now they have to start rationing, why would she even bother rationing at this point? Because they're going to die if they have no other food, and she thinks that she's like the last group of them, and she's the only one, and she's just the leader of the last people alive on Earth. Why did she why is it that she's even rationing food? Like, they're gonna die. Like, they have literally little to no hope at that point. But anyway, I have a theory that only one side of the world was destroyed by this missile. I have a feeling that it was only like along the Pacific Ocean and in the West Coast area, like that whole part of the world that was destroyed. And I believe there are more people as you go east of the United States. There might be more people or different groups. I'm trying to see how exactly like the coven and so on is gonna come into play in this situation, because it's in Louisiana, and that's on the east side, so, or Midwest, whatever you want to call it. I see that's east. So it's on the east side, so I can only assume that on the east side there are still people, and there might be other crew. I don't know if it's the coven crew or so on. I don't know what's going on, and I have a feeling that it's not. I just have the feeling that there are more people on the east side, like a lot more, living semi-normal lives, and I'm curious to see the supernatural aspects of this, like the whisper that Timothy heard. I want to know where that goes. But overall, I believe this episode was freaking solid, and it was a great starter. They didn't wait around. They didn't just slowly feed you stuff. They're like, listen, we have 10 episodes this season, so we're gonna try to get the little stuff out of the way so we can get to the meat of this situation. I don't know how much flashbacks we're gonna be doing. I'm assuming we're around 2021 in the timeline. I'm not sure. 2021, 2022. It's supposed to be after Coven. I mean, sorry, not after Coven. Obviously, it's after Coven, but it's supposed to be after. What's it called? It's supposed to be after Hotel, because Hotel was supposed to be in like 2022, 2023, that little timeline area. So it's after that that the world end. But who knows what's going on? Maybe it's a whole different dimension, because the joke that Joan Collins made when she's like, oh, that's fake news, I'll call Donald. Like, it seems like it would be in the timeline that Donald Trump was president and talking about fake news. And then again, she talked about how it's like in Hawaii when they got that text, and they'll send they'll send another text like confirming that was fake or blah blah blah. So that must have been this year, or at least 2019. So I don't know exactly what's going on, unless that's supposed to have happened multiple times in their timeline. It doesn't make any sense, because Hotel's supposed to be in Los Angeles, right? So like, how exactly does that work? Where Los Angeles is destroyed, but yet destroyed in 2018, but then there's a hotel back in 2022. I don't know. What's good with that? What's good with the timeline? Am I misinterpreting something? Am I missing something? Let me know if I'm missing anything in the comments down below. Thank you for wasting your time and watching me ramble on about American Horror Story, the first episode of Apocalypse season. Apocalypse. Ages Apocalypse, episode 1. The end. The beginning. The beginning is the end.